I want to ask black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast, the South Coast, Gulf Coast, and we called it White Beach Weekend? And black people weren't allowed to attend this event.
Ma'am, respectfully, on behalf of about 99.9% of people who look like me, in the words of Stephen A., we don't care.
From music and fashion to slang, dance, and even hairstyles, it is impossible to ignore how much the world copies black culture. But there is a question many people are afraid to ask out loud. Why are so many white people obsessed with what black people do? In this video, we will break down the psychology, the history, and the cultural reality behind that obsession. And trust me, the answer goes much deeper than trends. Watch and pay attention, and I will share my thought later.
People can't have nothing, not a damn. Black people are minorities, okay? White people are the majority. They're the majority damn near everywhere that you go in the world, okay? If we do not have something set aside for us, automatically it's gonna go towards white people because white people are the majority. If you were to go to a beach, let's say you're going to Virginia Beach, Virginia. Let's say you're going on a Saturday at 3 p.m. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be majority white people there. Unless you're going to Virginia Beach during beach weekend, which is typically for African American HBCU students or college students. Any other time that you're going to Virginia Beach oceanfront, you're going to see majority white people. But God forbid black people have one weekend or one day, is up in arms. But it's also an entitlement thing. You don't have to be in every single space. Just like how black people are not able to be in every single space, you don't have to be in every single space, and that's okay, Karen. But looking at her eyes and seeing the way she talks, you can tell ain't nothing but thoughts and memories from January 6th in her cranium. Every other weekend that you go to the beach is white weekend. But God forbid one day black people have the beach rented out, or they got permission from the city to have a black event. Oh my God. It's like the same concept as Black History Month, like how these colonizers be so pissed at the fact that black people have 1 month out the year, the shortest month at that, but 1 month. When I'm learning about Paul Revere and the British are coming, I'm learning about that every other day in school. God forbid I learn about Sojourner Truth, February 13th. God forbid.
Black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast, the South Coast, Gulf Coast, and we called it White Beach Weekend? And black people weren't allowed to attend.
I'm gonna be honest with you, lady. We really wouldn't give a fuck. Look, I don't know if you ever been to a Klan event, rally, whatever you want to call it, but ain't no niggas allowed there. And if he was hanging from a tree. Look, we're not too far removed. We couldn't even be in the same bathroom. We couldn't drink the same water. We weren't at the same events and stuff like that. So we're not gonna act like that shit did not happen. And it wasn't that long ago that this shit was happening. But that's your question. We just really wouldn't give a fuck. And look, I love my people. I love everybody. Stop asking these dumbass questions, man. You're gonna get some dumbass answers.
I want to ask black people, how would you feel?
What is this hard B in black that I keep hearing? I'm gonna get to your question, but I think we have to address the use of language a little bit. We use certain like octave changes and maybe voice tone, deflect, little things. That one we should probably put an end to. It's very weird when I hear it. But after you said black 3 times in your video, you asked how would black people feel if white people had an event once a year and they called it White Beach Week and black people were excluded. That's like the black experience. The black experience is exclusion. If you want to get real specific with it, do you know what a sundown town is? Maybe you don't know. So a sundown town is a town that excludes, and I'm using that real lightly, people of color after the sun goes down. In a sense, you better not be caught after the sun goes down.
We don't care. I'm sick of seeing people pose these ignorant questions and make everything about color. If this was asked about Asians or Hispanics, whether they had a day and they want to include black people, it would be the same thing. If somebody don't want me somewhere, I'm good on not going. Trust me. If someone who looked like me threw a party and said they didn't want me there, I'm okay with that. I don't care. I never understand the logic behind these stupid questions. And for some strange reason, this creator's page is non-existent. I can't imagine why. There are new babies being born every day who know nothing about this. Nothing. It's being taught. So if there's no end to all this black-white stuff, it's going to keep going. It's going to be an ugly, vicious cycle, is all I'm saying. Respectfully, of course. No.
In these spaces. That's an extreme version of this, but there are several comments that are like hee hee ha ha in your comment section that are addressing it. Like one of them even was like the Hamptons. The Hamptons is the example of the black version of what you were talking about. The difference is those spaces that are predominantly white and not labeled that way are unsafe for black people. There is black events, and when white people enter them, they're not in danger. They're not invited, but they're not in danger. That was not an invite. That wasn't saying to go to them. But they're not exclusionary. They're intentional.
So AJ, the thing about our events is they're not actually segregated. Like, you can't talk about having it desegregated when it's not segregated. It's open to all. We keep an ally on deck at all time. Mark is there. We keep 6 to 17 allies at all times. Any black party, anything, I can guarantee you there's going to be a few white women there. I can guarantee you that. But with that being said, let's talk about desegregation and segregation. The events are not segregated. And let me tell you why. So if you were to go to an event, let's say you were at your cultural center in your neighborhood, right? And it said French night. You wouldn't say, oh, I can't go because I'm American. You would be like, oh, they're probably going to be serving French food or playing French music, maybe, you know, French movies. It's going to be about the French culture. That's the same thing about these events. They're just catering to that culture. It's not saying that nobody else can come. It's just saying that things from that culture is going to be there. So that's saying that at that event, you're going to hear black music. You're going to have foods that are like in the black culture, like the things that we like to eat. We're probably going to play games, and it's going to be how we do our events culturally. It's not saying that other people cannot come. It's just saying that it's going to focus on things from that culture. And if you like that culture, then go and be around that culture. As I said, just don't center yourself in the event. It's nothing different than having a French night. Anybody's welcome to come. You probably just didn't feel welcome because there were a lot of people that didn't look like you there. But as I said, any event that we have, we keep an ally R32 with us at all times.
Ask black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the
Man, we don't give a damn. Let me tell you why. Y'all already do it. Y'all do it for the 12 calendar months out of the year, okay? Independence Day. Alrighty. And y'all give us the day off. We gonna take it off. Oh, we gonna take it off. You know, but we don't celebrate that, baby. We don't. Then in Charleston, South Carolina, specifically, you know, we already do that. You know, we got Bikers Week and Weekend, Bikers Weekend. And then we got the Black Bikers Weekend, the following weekend after that one. You know, we already, everybody's invited to these events now. Don't get me wrong, but it's specifically zoned in for those particular group of people. It's okay.
So this is, I want to ask black people a question, if that's okay.
Hello there. So you wanted to ask black people a question. I'm here. So this individual wants to know how would we feel as black people if white people decided to have or host a white people's party at a beach and black people weren't involved or invited. I have an answer for you. We would feel the way we feel every day. Now let's be honest. There are a lot of black things out there, but you can go. I went to HBCU, a historically black college university, and I had white friends there that were living on campus with us. So to put context to what I'm going to say, I'm 40 years old, so I want to go through memory lane and tell you some places that I've experienced like that, but in reverse. I've been in some public schools where I was asked to leave because, why are you here? Secret and newsflash, it was a basketball game going on. I sat multiple times at my grandmother's house while my mom and my uncle explained to me and my cousins why they couldn't go inside of a Dairy Queen and order outside back by the trash can. Oh yeah, my mom is still alive. I've gone inside department stores where I was followed and asked if I was sure I was in the right store because JCPenney has clothes for you people. I've also been pulled over by police officers in my neighborhood because they were wondering, why are you in this neighborhood? I've also been refused service at a car lot when I wanted to buy a car because I don't look like I have money. I've also been felt to believe that my vernacular also is not appropriate for the real world. You can't say those real words. Oh, they're not real. Oh, and then when I don't say those words that aren't real, I speak really well. As a kid, I visited some friends that were not of color, and they were really amazing people. But when I went to their house, I couldn't go in because we don't let those people in our house. Wow. And I would go on, but the video is already getting too long. But I do want to say this one thing. So our ex-president, you know, me and yours, that's trying to be our next president, said in a debate recently that, hold on, due to Biden's administration, my job is in jeopardy. You know, black jobs. But homegirl, if you want to go, go. Nobody's actually going to kick you out because most of us won't care. And if anything, people are going to, hoot and holler like, go girl, go girl. Oh, and one time I went to my cousin's house that lives in North Georgia. And I was kind of scared to go outside because the KKK was doing a march. Bye. The more you know. I truly do think that sometimes these questions are being asked for engagement.
Let's start with the obvious. Black cultures move the world. Hip-hop, once seen as street music, now dominates global entertainment. Black athletes are global superstars. Black style, creativity, and confidence shape what is cool everywhere. But what is interesting is that many of the people who criticize or stereotype black communities are also the first to copy their culture. These contradictions, admiration, and envy mixed with prejudice has existed for centuries. It is because black people have something that cannot be bought or stolen easily: authenticity, rhythm, resilience, and influence. Even in struggle, black people create beauty, and that is powerful. The obsession is not new. It goes all the way back to slavery, while slave owners controlled every part of black life: where they lived, what they wore, and how they spoke. They claimed ownership over their bodies, but deep down, they are fascinated by their strength, their rhythm, their spirit. Even through segregation, while society would snake into black clubs to hear jazz and blues, they did not want equality, but they want the soul of black expression. It is the same pattern repeated through time. Control the people, but consume their culture. Psychologists call this cultural fascination mixed with insecurity. White people have historically been taught that they are superior, yet deep down, they know how much of global culture is built on black creativity. That creates both admiration and guilt. So instead of confronting history, some try to imitate black culture to feel that same sense of rhythm, style, and soul. But imitation without understanding is just appropriation. And it happens every day, from hairstyles to language to fashion. Media plays a huge role in this obsession. Think about it, the same society that criminalizes black behavior often profits from it once it is rebranded through a white face. There's also fear behind the obsession. Some white people watch black movement, styles, and success closely, not out of love, but out of insecurity and fear of losing dominance. Because every time black excellence shines in music, politics, sport, or business, it challenges old system of power. So what starts as fascination can easily turn into resentment, jealousy, or even racism. At the heart of it, the obsession comes down to this: black people represent something unbreakable, the power to rise above pain and still create beauty. That is magnetic, that is powerful, and that is why the world watches. But real respect means not just copying the style, it means understanding the struggle and honoring the source. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comment box below. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.